Here comes that rain again. Here comes that rainy day feeling again. Here comes that rainy day feeling again. Hey, Samka. Getting quite a bit of rain. Didn't even say we were going to get it today. Really getting a deluge. Nice rain. The rainy day feeling again. Blame it on the rain, Milli Vanilli. Hey, Beth. Got some pretty good rain today. Yeah, I've been last three times I cut the grass. I got so lucky. You know, it's getting darker now, and I wait for the sun to get below the trees, so I can't finish it all at once. But the last three times I've got the grass all cut, and it's all chopped low, and then rains like hell. Hey, 3.5. That's right, Dave. I've been doing great. Yeah, I love these rains. Hope it rains all night long. This is the most rain we've got in a while, I think, because there are big puddles of water in the big 5 puddles of water in the yard, and we never get that. Hey, Faye. Hey, Mystique. Took a little nap watching some of those crime shows. Crazy people. That light's out again tonight. It's been coming on and off. Hope it stays off. Wish this one would go off too. Oh, I love the rain, yeah. Yeah, it feels good. Yeah, I like it. You know, the grass grows pretty quick down here. And if it gets too long, which doesn't take long with 3 or 4 days of rain, and it stays wet, if you cut it, it clumps up, looks like crap. Big piles of like grass all over. Yeah, it was really coming down when I was eating that hamburger. I got soaked. Yeah, but I'll tell you, you never know. It's weird. It could be raining like this. I noticed if you look on radar right now, you'll see that north of Crawford, all the way, big long distances, east and west. If you look at Crawford, it's not raining at all. We're catching the edge of this rain, edge of it. But I know it happens down. It could be you could be 5 miles from here and it didn't rain at all today. You never know down here. It's not like a big giant rain front coming through Indiana or Michigan. It's weird. It's like Florida rain. Yeah, I think it looks like crap when it's all clumpy laying around. I try not to do it if I can help it. Yeah, I just happened to catch that place chainsaw for repair. And I didn't know you could even eat there, to tell you the truth. I didn't see that eating thing until I went in there. Yeah, as it turns out, that's a cast iron grill. You probably looked at the little video. I was talking to that guy. That was the owner actually cooking the hamburgers. Every day they cook them different. Fish tacos, filet mignon sandwiches. Today it was hamburgers. I think 5 or 6 days of the week, it's different something every day. He says because you got to season and prepare that cast iron grill, which is heated by propane. They clean it because they cook different things on it every day. So it's all like scraped down to bare, metal. Then they season it with oil and then put salt and pepper on it. And then they just cook all day long. They cook all year long, even in the winter. It was really good food. Now, I mean, you could say it was expensive, but I'm telling you, if you get fresh, their hamburger's never frozen. It's fresh. I got a Diet Coke and a hamburger, and it was $14. But I went back and looked at the uh, reviews, and people bitched that it was too expensive. So I don't know. In this day and age, especially with the cost of meat, I'll pay $14 for a Diet Coke and a hamburger if it's good. Hey, Chris. Yeah. Look at Beth. Look what's there. Yeah. I went and saw a couple more churches today. I didn't even know that town existed, Raytown. But anyway, there's a church right in Crawfordville, a Presbyterian church that I couldn't get inside, that has the most gorgeous stained glass. It's got a metal roof. I think it's not. I think it's for sale. I'm going to find out tomorrow. I'm having lunch with this county assessor, actually. Yeah. Yeah, it was not exactly. I'm not saying it was a feat of Hercules, but that bell didn't exactly ring very easy. I had to reach down and smack the thing. What do they call that thing that hangs in a bell? I had to bang it with my hand instead of just like rock it like it's designed to do. That's it. Now you couldn't snap it. It was too heavy. I don't know if they use it anymore or not. Both those churches were locked too. Hey Wayne, how you doing? Can you hear this rain right now? Can you hear it? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, the bell's cool, isn't it? Yeah, I'm lucky we're getting, as I said, just a little bit north of here. It's not raining at all. Blame it on the rain. No, there are no mosquitoes. I never had that happen before. There was a bunch of them out here. But there's going to be a bunch more after all this rain now. Be laying eggs. Yeah, no bugs. You know, another thing I was wondering about, I mean, it really came down. We have tons of hummingbirds around here. There's at least 20 of them that go to these feeders, and they fight all day long. And I wonder where these little tiny hummingbirds, what they're doing when it's pouring like that. It seems like they get killed with big, heavy, giant raindrops where it rain a steady hour. Milli Vanilli. Yeah, I was talking to a lady eating lunch today, and she said that was kind of the trend. They used to all be locked, and she said over the last 10 years, they started unlocking them, and now she says it's kind of hit or miss, which, as you can tell, is true. But at least there are some unlocked. Can you imagine having those churches unlocked in Detroit? They'd all be trashed the next day during the night, spray painted. So I'm glad that any of them are open, you know? Yeah, they sure would. Yep. Or a red line. Huh. When it rains heavy, the the direct TV goes out, and so does the HughesNet. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, the churches down here are fantastic. Really are. Look up the Presbyterian Church in Crawfordville. The grass isn't cut, but the looks good. Nice metal roof. It's got fantastic stained glass on all the windows. Nothing was going on, I bet. All right. Yeah. There's a lot of businesses like that in these small towns. That just looks like somebody just walked out. Blame it on the rain. Daisy doesn't like it when it thunders or lightning strikes. She doesn't like it when it's raining hard either. No, I haven't played music in a long time. I'm not back at my house. That's why. Hey, Barry, how you doing? Hey, Rita. Hey, Ken. No, she's just talking about playing music like songs off the radio and off YouTube. No, I don't play anything. I tried. Hey, Gary. I tried to learn to play the guitar. I just couldn't do it. Yeah, that's true. It used to. I don't think it's like that anymore though with tattoos, is it? Yeah, they're cool little birds. I don't know why they fight so much though. All the other birds out here all sit and eat out of the feeder and are on the ground eating together, different kinds. Not these hummingbirds. It's a battle all day long. Yeah, I know it used to be that way. I don't know if it's like that anymore. Oh, you like that one, Wayne? I don't know what makes the titles of these songs pop in my mind. Yeah, I love the sound of rain too. Mhm. The old memories. That's why everything's so green down here. You get a lot of good rain, and bright sunshiny days. Were you over in Taos, Mary? Oh, good for you. Oh, on the Betsy River. Yeah, that's where Ted and I went salmon fishing. I didn't know they had that wild rice there. Yeah, I like the sounds of it too. Yeah. Hey, Sharon, how you doing? Geez, to tell you the truth, I mean, I'm not bragging, but I've really knocked out everything on my bucket list. Really have. Oh, does it, Ken? That's cool. That's good. You're getting some rain up there. Beth, you're not getting any rain down there? I was talking to this lady while I was eating it. I had to go inside with my hamburger today, and she works at a bank. She was talking about loans since she's been banking like 35 years. She said she just can't believe the bubble hasn't popped yet. She sees all these houses that are getting appraised for more than they're worth, and they're lending money on 3% down payment. She said it's just absurd. She said for her first 30 years in banking, everything made sense, and now everything is just nuts. Oh, minus the rain. Oh, okay. Oh, good for you, Chris. Cool. Oh, congratulations, Simka. Good for you. Oh, that's good. Oh, good for you, Mary. Yeah, everybody. I know what you mean by that, Simka. Another page turned. Hey, I see you. How you doing? Oh, good, Ken. Yeah, sorry about that. She likes it as long as it's not real, hard and noisy. Yeah, you're right, Simka. Yeah, nuts. All right, good night, Beth. Hope you have a good day tomorrow. Yeah, it's nuts, Simka, isn't it? Yeah, Florida either. That property's still selling for crazy prices. Good night, Beth. Thank you. Yeah, it's weird. I've been doing pretty well. Yeah, thanks. Been just down here partying. Get a good night's sleep. I like the air conditioning on with the window open. Nighty night, Bethy. Were you talking in the 40,000s? A 3.3? Hey, John boy, how you doing? Oh, were they, Wayne? Yeah, I don't doubt that. It's weirdos. I haven't seen them lately. No. Nope. Yeah, well, it's not like that around Madison and stuff like that. Monticello, those kind of places. A starter home is 300 grand. Oh, I don't doubt that, Wayne. Yeah, there's a lot of weirdos out there. Flat Rock, Michigan, about 20 miles south of Detroit. Oh, is that what it is, Simca? I think I'm going to build it about 1,600. 1,600 feet. It's going to be connected to this place that has a workshop, a library, and all our equipment stored. So that's the latest plan. I just interviewed the guy whose grandfather owned this place yesterday. Yeah, but I got a lot of books, and I want to have an extra bedroom, a room just for rain with extra glass. Big party room. We can play Twister. Yeah, I thought about a tree house. I would like a small tree house, but I don't want to get drunk up there and turn into a quadriplegic. Yeah. I run into women down here all the time that looking for work as cleaning ladies. Part-time, they work other jobs. Yeah, good luck, Christine. Yeah, I'm lucky we're getting this rain. It's barely hitting here. Oh, it's just too bad, Wayne. She have lung cancer? Yeah, that happened to a buddy of mine. 6 months later, it was the end of the road. Yeah, the guy that I knew, he didn't smoke either. There's a lot of people that die from lung cancer that never smoked. Yeah, that's not uncommon, Wayne. I mean, there's a certain point where it doesn't make sense to quit. Yeah, he didn't work in a factory either. You're not going to have lung cancer, Simca. Oh, it's my buddy's 235, and he just put a bid in on 300 more. Yeah, free radicals, yep. And I'm going to go inside and get something to drink. Be right back. Blame it on the rain. Rainy night in Georgia. You ever heard that song? Rainy night in Georgia. Rainy night in Georgia. I just love being here in the South.
Where'd she go?
She won't go far. She doesn't like it in the way. She doesn't like the rain too much. Blame it on the rain. When will you be back then? Tuesday?
Yeah,
Tuesday or Monday?
Tuesday. Mondays.
Cool. You got anything you want done here you can think of?
I'm good. Take it easy.
I'm gonna use that new sprayer.
Oh yeah,
I gotta fill out that paperwork for that damn lawyer.
you got to get that done.
No, I know. I don't want to. They sent me, called it, and sent an email today. But that extension was getting filled out Friday, so I didn't think I needed to be in a hurry. That's why they asked for the extension.
How long do you have now?
Well, I'll know tomorrow, but it's at least 30 days.
Yeah.
But I think I got to answer her complaint. Make sure that stuff's accurate. I'll do it while you're gone.
Did she have a complaint?
Counter complaint.
Oh, what was? I didn't see that.
You know, that I ain't worth a shit. I abandoned her. I shouldn't get a dime. I haven't cut the grass in 40 years. All that shit. Yeah, Marty's partying. Yeah, I'm going to have a big blowout party down here. I'm going to have fondue. Yeah, and different kinds of cheese dip. I'm going to have regular Doritos and corn Doritos. We're getting a bulldozer now.
Hey,
Yeah.
all you got it right there is like you left her with him. He was the one that was cutting her ass and taking care of everything.
He didn't show. I left there in '98. He didn't show up till about 6 years after that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Got you. Come on, Dave.
But the lawyer said I can. He has to, that guy has to pay rent. And another thing I'm going to say is I didn't care at the time, but all her relatives, girlfriends, everybody went down there
You're
and
not recording now.
yeah,
Oh.
everybody went down there and stayed for free, not me.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it.
Oh, come on, let's go. Come on,
Yeah,
Dave.
keep her occupied.
I will.
Yeah, you know how it is. Like I filed for divorce, and I know what the law is down there. And then you gotta, you just don't roll over. So she answers the complaint, says that I don't deserve any money. I abandoned her. I haven't done shit there in 24 years. Yeah, I want a bulldozer. Like neither one of us know anything about, the real world workings of like heavy equipment. The stuff that he's buying, that it just doesn't get the job done like you'd think it did. Like that skidster was $100,000. Then a $35,000 grinder, a $25,000 cutter. And you'd think if you had that kind of money in a thing, you could just go back there and clear any property you want. And 3 days, it'd be like what somebody else could do. Not really. When you grind, you don't get it all the way down to the dirt, so you got the stumps. It's just too much work left after having that kind of money wrapped up in that stuff. Still too many things to do. In a bulldozer, you just fire that baby up and you just plow it right over. It pulls the roots out, everything. You push it all up in a big pile and burn it. You can't burn till after October 1st, because when you get into grinding, and if you cut down, let's say these pecan trees, like when I first moved here, I would have thought, oh, we'll just cut down these pecan trees, we'll slice them up, we'll give away the wood. Horse shit. These trees are huge. It would take forever. Once you got one on its side, it'd take you forever to cut it up. There's just way too much stuff to do with certain equipment. You're never done. It's like 3 stages. So if we get a bulldozer, we'll just plow over the cleared area we want. Be just nice and flat. Push it in the pile. No cutting, no ripping, no tearing, no buzzing, no grinding. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, now the zero turn mower is fantastic. It's a good one. It's made by Bobcat. That thing is great. I cut this. As it turns out, the cleared area around the house is 4.5 hours, and I can cut it in 90 minutes, and it looks great. Hauling ass. I think top speed's 16 miles an hour. I can't go that fast everywhere, but I've got it all where I'm not slowing down. I've got everything round up, where there's not weird grass growing out. That's a hell of a piece of equipment. The excavator, I don't think we really need it. I mean, I dig around, just screwing around. I don't think we need that either. The skidster, like I said, there's too much work left after you use this crap. The bush hog pulling it behind the John Deere tractor, gotta have it, no replacement. But as far as toppling big trees and clearing a piece of property, I bought Marty a pair of chaps today for $100 because over time, if you've got one tree you got to cut out with a chainsaw, you can go out there, you got a good night's rest, you're being really careful, you can be in a pair of shorts and tennis shoes, not that I'd recommend it, and you'll probably cut that tree down, there'll be no problems. But when you're going back there for full days like we do sometimes after we haven't been able to push this stuff over or buzz it to the ground all the way, that's when things start happening. Kickback is the main thing with chainsaws. And where we're at, we're doing work alone. And I'm telling you, if either one of us, got pinched by the skidster or kickback nailed us with a chainsaw, we would probably die because no one would hear you screaming. We're way at the back of a piece of property. There's no neighbors, nothing. And even if you could have the wherewithal to get out of there injured, you'd probably die on the way to the hospital. The cell phone signal's sucky, so you're not going to call 911 back there. So, I mean, you got to be extra careful if you're using a chainsaw. And I kept telling him, man, that chainsaw is going to catch up with you one of these days. You're going to cut your damn nuts off or sever your femoral vein. And it's going to be tits up for you down there because nobody's around. So I bought him a pair of chaps, which sucks. They're a pain in the ass to wear. But if you've ever watched a video of somebody wearing chaps when they're chainsawing, you can take a big chainsaw. We've got a big one and a little one. You can be running at full RPMs and take that blade and jam it right into your leg and it'll stop it. I was talking to the guy at the store today, and I said, working here, you must know all sorts of stories of people getting hurt. He said, yeah, I do. What do you want to know? It's like, well, how about saw accidents? He said, well, they used to sell what was called a bow saw. They don't sell those anymore. He said, guys were cutting themselves up all the time. He said, but there are guys that use chainsaws all day long, like in situations like us, where you can't bring heavy equipment and you have to use saws. And he said about every year and a half, they'll come in and get new sets of chaps because they've hit their legs so many times accidentally with chainsaws that you wear them out and you just buy a new pair. But it's hard to believe that you could wear flexible like apparatus like a pair of jeans and a spinning sharp big chainsaw blade could hit it and it wouldn't cut through it, but it doesn't. Save those nuts. Yeah. Look up kickback. It's kind of interesting. It's like gyroscopic precession. A lot of guys get themselves in the face too when it kicks back. Same with chainsaws. I mean, not chainsaws, table saws. Yeah, there's a bunch of guys. Excuse me, there were some statistics on paraplegics and quadriplegics that fell out of deer stands. I read it one time in an outdoors magazine. Excuse me. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Wyatt. Yeah, you know how it is. And nobody plans on having an accident. And I just know it just doesn't make any sense to be out in the middle of nowhere by yourself, cutting a bunch of trees all the time and not wearing chaps. Oh yeah, table saws are dangerous too. If it interests you, they got a lot of good videos on YouTube on that. Look at chainsaw kickback and table saw kickback. In the table saw, it's always the same thing. All of a sudden, it grabs that wood, and you're looking at 3 of your fingers laying there on the table. It happens in about a second. So, I mean, I don't like using that stuff either. But man, when you're doing it that much and it becomes routine, that's when you start chopping things off. No, definitely go definitely Florida. Get a pair of chaps. They're $100. You can get the good ones. You can buy them in a steel store, you know, where they have the chainsaws and their other equipment. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding you. Look it up. Don't believe what I tell you. Look up the benefit of chaps. Now they're going to be hotter, and you're going to hate having them on. But if you keep cutting a long time, you're going to get a knot in the board, a nail. The blade's going to get dull because you touched it in dirt. Some weird shit's going to happen, and you'll wish you had them on. Yeah, it's a good idea, Wayne. The blade, this guy did tell me he knew like 3 guys that the blade hit him in the head, gave him a big, huge scar from the very top of their forehead all the way down past their lip, like diagonally. Yeah, that's it, Frisky. Stuff like that. Yep. It's just like if you look at some of the older airplanes, just have seat belts. They don't have chest straps. And if you look at airplane crashes and the people that just had seat belts and nothing kept their face from slamming against the dash, big differences in fatalities and serious injuries. I mean, all those knobs on the radios and, you know, your VORs and all that other stuff sticking out for the dash just impales your face if you don't have something to keep your chest from going forward. Yeah, that's right, Frisky. I tell you, it's interesting. I mean, look at it from a science perspective. Look at kickback on a chainsaw, and you're going to think the blade spinning toward you, and you're holding the board, and you're going, and you're hearing it cutting, and it's hard to figure out how it grabs your fingers like it does. But just watch kickback YouTube video, and then you'll understand it better. And it happens a lot. Yeah, I was thinking that way, and I was going to say something, and then I thought, I better keep my mouth shut. Yeah, glad you caught that. I did say it was a little high. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, Glory Hole. You need to get on a ladder. Oh, wow, Christine. I'll tell you another thing that gets farmers, not only farmers, people that use a tractor. It's called the Power Takeoff Unit, PTO. They're on the back of most tractors, decent sized tractors, and that's what drives all the equipment, the mower, sprayer, all sort of stuff. You can get a front PTO too, but there's people that get their clothing caught in that thing spinning, whatever it is spinning, and that'll suck you. It's super powerful too. You know, it's a diesel engine with a lot of torque, and you get your shirt, your long sleeve shirt or your coat thing, that'll wind your ass right down there and kill you. When did that happen, Simka? When did that happen? Yeah, I can't have loose clothing. Oh, did it hurt him at all, Wayne? Yeah, sucked into a lathe too. Yep, that's true. Yep. Actually, that golf course that I used to take Daisy walking on behind my place up in West Branch, this just happened about 3 years ago. They were doing cutting trees somehow, and I don't know. I don't really want to say how it happened, but I can tell you how it ended. And that was there was a guy working for them, and the top of the tree came off, and all of a sudden he slipped and he went down, and some kind of safety rope caught him right around the neck. So basically, he hung himself when the part of this tree came up, and it was higher than they could reach with the ladder. So here the coworkers are on the ground watching this guy die because he's being hung. And it just took, it still took like 7 minutes or something for the rescue to get there. And even when they got there, they couldn't get up high enough. They tried standing on the top of the EMS thing and everything, and it just wasn't high enough. And of course, he was dead by the time they got him down. Oh, that's good. I'll tell you another one too you can look up, and I'm sure there's some YouTube videos of this of people going into like a Home Depot or Lowe's looking at lumber, and they have a shelf collapse, whether it's gallons of paint or, they're pretty good about doing it, but there's people that get killed in those stores looking at lumber. No, that's what that guy from INXS, he killed himself doing that autoerotica. Yeah, people die from that. That's what they said that he died from, autoerotica. Yeah, choking himself while he was beaten off. Yeah, isn't that weird? No, that's all right. No, you're right about that, but it happens. I didn't even know about that. I remember looking it up. Was it In Excess or In Extreme? Who was that guy that died of that autoerotica? That's what they said he was doing. No, that's all right. Yeah. No, hey, my buddy told me about it, Timken. He's like the straightest, nicest guy. He tells all his patients that if you're 50 years old or older, do not get on a ladder of any height. Yeah, that's right, Mystique. Yep. Oh, do you really? There wasn't any evidence of that, though, was there, Frisky? There wasn't any evidence of him dying like that. It sounded like that one guy that died in Detroit might have died like that. He had a belt around his neck in the closet or something. Really? It's that prevalent? Huh. Oh, really? Huh. And he's basically that's just empirical observation, right? You've witnessed it as a person that's close to it for 40 years as a physician. Yeah, that's what he said. And what gets everybody? And he said, do not, under any circumstances, even if you, in your opinion, you think it's not bad, do not get on a roof. Do not get on a roof for any circumstances. Cleaning leaves out of the eaves troughs, none of that. Huh. But who was that one guy that was he was the singer in that band with that Tom Morello? Rage Against the Machine. He wasn't with Rage Against the Machine, but they had that other band. Tom Morello played guitar. That guy that died in Detroit, he was in a closet with a belt. I'll tell you, a weird death is that Bob Saget in Orlando. There's something not adding up there. Yeah, it's true, Bopak. Huh. Yeah, well, he tells me a lot of stuff. And I believe him. And it's like he's not trying to sell me on it. He's just making me aware of what he's witnessed. And here's another one. I know you've heard this from me before. Is that your life declines in chunks. Getting old is not subtle. You break an ankle, you gain weight, your blood pressure goes up. You can't get in shape again. Then your sugar gets high. I mean, it's big chunks of incidents. No, what's the deal on that, Mystic? I did see an article that I didn't read that they said that a lot of people are on pins and needles on this evidence that they were going to publish about Epstein. Yeah. Yeah, but Mary, you're like an exception, but you can understand how it happens. Just think if you were 250 pounds and did the same thing. Yeah, but they said that it looked like he clocked his head on a shelf in the shower or something. It just seemed odd. Audio slave, yeah. Audio slave, that's it, Wyatt, yeah. Oh, I believe that. I know Prince Andrew was one. Bill Clinton was another. Howard Dershowitz. Alan Dershowitz. I don't know who you're talking about, Mystique. Boy, they threw the book at that lady that was lining up all those young girls for those perverts. I think she got 20 years. Not that it means a damn thing, but she's got a helicopter rating. I guess he bought her a Jet Ranger. Oh, Michael Hutchins. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it is. Oh, wow, Christine. Yeah, I think it's really weird, man. You got to be like one super huge pervert to do that. I think like something really wrong with you. If you read about what sexual abuse does to people and how it ruins their lives, and you would have knowledge of this, and you would do that to like young girls, and you had to know some bullshit was going on. But I think what happened, it shows you human nature. What keeps it from happening more is that people don't think they're going to get caught. And they're into these young women, and you think Epstein, and all of a sudden you're going over there, and you're screwing around with these underage girls from different countries for 10 years in a row, and you get comfortable with it. You think, well, nothing's going to happen. We're on an island, and we're in this private jet. Nobody's doing shit. This is my 10th year. You know, it's not like we're doing it in Toledo, Ohio, and then all of a sudden it comes uncapped. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of heads that are going to roll over that damn thing. But it just goes to show you the difference between what they don't do because they think they're going to get caught, and when they get comfortable and they don't think they're going to get caught, they're just ruthless. They'll do anything they can to satisfy themselves at any consequence to someone underaged. I hope they really stick it to all of them. Yes, she is, Samka. It does, Mystique, it does. Raping children, that's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think it's really bad. I mean, look, if you're a straight guy, you see young girls that are super attractive, really pretty. I mean, they're beautiful. I mean, they are, but if you're sane and you have any kind of conscience, I just can't believe that, sex drive is strong. People lose jobs, they commit murders. All you got to do is watch these crime shows and how these idiots get involved in these love affairs and kill their wives and all this kind of shit. And like Epstein was a total pervert. They were trying to lock him up when I was still living in Florida, and I left there in '98. But he had enough money and could run interference long enough to get away with it. But I don't care what country it's in. They've still got some airline pilots locked up from Northwest Airlines that are over in places like Thailand and stuff. Those places were weird too. That was a lot of underage girl sex over there, which they didn't really seem to have a problem with. What they had a problem with is when people videotaped it, video recorded it, and they caught them bringing it back, and that's how these guys got sentenced to these long prison terms over there. No, you're right, Simka. Yeah. God, man, it's just crazy the shit people will do. Hey, waiting, how you doing? I'll tell you, I think the same thing too. I think it's just as fucked up if you're an older guy and you get someone that's of legal age from like the Philippines or something like that. I think that's just as weird. I mean, if I had a friend of mine and he was like my age and he was going to get a mail order bride, I'd probably quit talking to him. I mean, just because something's legal doesn't make it like right. You get some girl comes over poverty. What the hell does she want to have anything to do with a 66-year-old guy? Citizenship and some money when you die. And that's a price that they're willing to pay. I just think it's super weird. I mean, I joke about it and stuff, but that's all I'm doing. I think that would have to be like a prison sentence for a young girl leaving her country just to move over with some pervert. I suppose there's normal relationships that occur here and there, but by and large, I think it is geared towards sex and basically subservience. Yeah, it's really weird. I mean, what would a young 20-something girl have in common with an old, out of shape pervert? Yeah, that's true, Wayne. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yep. Yep. Nah, there's other people that take care of the cats. I took care of the cats when like the people that did moved and they needed somebody to fill in, but not like enough to take credit for it. The lady on the end took care of the cats more than I did. I would do it if I had to, and in the winter especially. But I think those cats are fine. I didn't mess with them that much, to tell you the truth. Yeah, you're right about that, Simka. It's true. Yep. No, I didn't really. I mean, I did pay to get 25 of them spayed and neutered one time. It was cheap though. It's like $500. I thought that was worth it. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm not that much of a cat lover. I really did it to save birds, not because I like cats that much. They say that 1 in 10 wild lives end through a feral cat. And I don't know if that's true, but I've read that more than once. And I thought, fuck, 500. You can go through that in no time at a casino. If I get these cats, 25 cats, spayed and neutered, that's got to save some baby birds. That was my thinking behind it. So I don't want to take credit for like, just seeming like a good guy. The real reason was to help baby birds. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really like cats. I'll tell you again on YouTube, of course. Where else? There's some pretty impressive things on what cats have done to save other animals and to save like kids getting attacked from dogs and shit. Those cats are smarter than I thought. Oh, not really. I mean, I got my bad things. Not the. I do like the bare minimum, to be honest with you. If I ever do something really good, I'll let you know. But until now, it's just like basic, like bare minimum. Oh, the Inks guide. Hey, and I'll tell you another good thing to search on YouTube too. Look at animals saving other animals. It's unbelievable. Animals saving other animals. It's really bring tears to your eyes. Oh, did he really, David Carradine? Nothing, Iron Horse. Just raining outside. Yeah, I like animals saving other animals. Yeah, I was just watching one today of a cat uh, scaring the hell out of a bear coming into the property, smacking its nose and making it back up. This big giant bear. This cat is just beating his ass left and right. Yeah, right. Yeah, picked up a dresser from his brother. That's right. It's funny. It's funny you should bring that up because a lot of these stories are not the ones that we're talking about now, but these like people having superhuman strength. I call bullshit on those. You know what made me think of that? That thing that grinds these logs that goes on the front of that skid steer. The skid steer weighs 10,000 pounds, which is a lot. And when you put the front grinder on it, it's 3,500 pounds. That's a lot of weight. Anyway, we took the grinder off the other day. It's got this thing where you attach it and disattach it and connect the hydraulic hoses and stuff. And I saw it sitting there, and for some reason it popped into my mind hearing these stories, mothers pulling off cars over their children that were underneath them and all this bullshit like media lies. And I went over there and I thought of that for some reason. I knew that thing weighed 3,500 pounds. And I went over there, it's sitting on the grass, unattached from the skid steer. And I thought, just for the hell of it, I'll push it. Fuck. There ain't anybody getting super strength moving that off anything. I don't care if it's triplets of the most beautiful babies in the world. There's no human that's budging that thing. Yeah, but Robin Williams, I don't know if you know this. I can name you all these people. Bob Probert, hockey player. Robin Williams, Michael J. Fox, all heavy cocaine users, which is known to do neurological damage, leading itself to cognitive issues later in life. I'd put 10 to 1 odds that was years of cocaine use that caused that. Dementia and Alzheimer's. I don't believe that superhuman stuff, Wayne. I think it's a bunch of bullshit. And now that YouTube's out and all this stuff is easily available to watch, you notice there are no videos of the Loch Ness Monster, fucking spaceships landing in your front yard, or mothers pulling, 3-ton cars off their babies. Yeah, I just call bullshit on those stories. Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Now that's a real story, Sepka. That's exactly right. Yeah. Hey, now, Chris, I got something I want to bring up, but don't get mad at it. But it's just been on my mind, and I'm not criticizing him. You know, like Eternal Dorman, I think he's a okay guy, but I've run into, we're talking about the superhuman strength, and it's like the Down syndrome baby that writes a poem and everybody calls him a genius. And with Eternal Dorman, look, I'd tell you if I didn't like him. But Eternal Dorman, I mean, I don't think like he's being perceived as like a super intelligent guy, and I don't see any evidence of that. I mean, I think he's an okay guy, but I don't think just because you sit on a doorstep uh, 3 miles east of Tijuana and just passively talk about mathematical theory that means anything at all. He isn't. If he was in an academic setting, he may struggle to get a D minus. In other words, it's not quantified at all. If we took his videos and we played them to someone that was in a legitimate math program someplace, they may get a kick out of it. I don't think there's any evidence of anything out of the ordinary. When you look at a guy like Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, I mean, that's all well documented. People in graduate programs with math degrees that are proven and it's verified. But there's so many people nowadays that think they're brilliant, but there's nothing they can quantify it with. It's just their opinion. And the people that are making these statements a lot of the times don't know, Jam, in this case, anything at all about math. He knows a little bit about a lot of things, but not enough to use it in the real world. And if he did, why wouldn't he be doing it? Yeah, I mean, you can do a lot of stuff like remotely now. I'm not knocking the guy. I guess I'm getting a little irritated that everybody thinks this guy is a genius, and I don't see any evidence of that at all. Yeah. He comes on here, Wayne. He comes on here and posts once in a while. But I mean, if you go out and you publish a thesis and you're at MIT in a math program, or even a Bachelor of Science at the University of Michigan, you graduate with a math degree. Yeah, okay, now we're talking. But to just sit on a step in Mexico selling peanuts and flowers and talking about mathematical theory in 3 and 6 minute segments, that doesn't mean you know anything. Yeah, Jared. Yep, pervert. Yep. Yeah, I mean, you could put all of everything that you've heard and anybody else ever heard, or what he stated on his blog, and send it to someone at a legitimate math program somewhere, and they may laugh. I mean, I want to know what people have done in the real world, not just talking this crazy shit. sitting on top of a pumpkin. Yeah, I mean, I mean, I could, I'm not saying he's dumb or he's a bad guy or anything like that. If anything, I sympathize with the guy, but I'm just not sure it's quantified in any way. And that's not because he doesn't make $200,000 a year and he's not in a suit driving a Mercedes Benz, but something isn't quite adding up with being intelligent. Yeah, that's how I am too, Mystique. Yeah, I'm already wanting to go to an auction with him tomorrow, but I want to stay up and watch TV and drink a few beers and have lunch with the tax assessor tomorrow. I don't get jack shit when I'm on this late night binge. I don't get anything done because when I get up, I think it's already too late to start something. It's crazy. And Chris, he's not the only guy. There's other people like this. I mean, it's just self-anointed intellectuals I'm very skeptical of. And it's not that you even have to be one. I mean, if he came on there and played a left-handed ukulele right-handed, I'd say, hey, good for you, man. You really shred that thing. You're great. I mean, I'm not trying to down the guy. I guess I'm just getting annoyed that everybody's thinking this guy is super intelligent. I'll tell you where else I see this kind of behavior a lot is prisoners that think they're these fucking legal geniuses because they had nothing to do but go to the law library and study law, and they think they're just like getting everybody off death row because they know like 3 sentences of the latest case law. So it's same kind of bullshit. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I'm better, that's for sure. No, and Simca, honestly, I don't think that selling peanuts has anything to do with how smart you are, or I would have mentioned it. I don't. I'm just saying, he's an okay guy, but as far as some big math genius, I got a 4 foot tall question mark. But society's like that. Like they want to. Like I've represented myself in a bunch of legal stuff, and including some criminal things, and I always got off. And on my civil cases, I've done pretty well too. And people will ask me for advice, or they think I'm a smart guy. It's fucking bullshit. There's no way. Even if you go to law school, you don't really know anything about practicing law. So what I would do is I would go to the courthouse. I'd I'd look up some files. I'd go through files on people that were getting paid like $300 or $400 an hour. I'd go through and I looked at what they did. And then I realized after a couple years of doing this that the people that seemed to be the most successful were the people that just drove these fucking courthouses nuts. And that's exactly what I did. I wasn't smart at all. I just I just filed every motion and every brief and challenged everything and filed hearing after hearing and wore them the fuck out. It had nothing to do with knowing anything really about the law or being smart. They just couldn't take it anymore. All of a sudden, they're spending 50% of their time on me, showing up for this shit. And they finally, they threw up their hands and agreed to a civil infraction, or I got it dismissed. That's not smart. The real smart fuckers are appeals attorneys who you never see in the courtroom. They crunch all this shit, research everything, spend 200 hours looking at case law. Nah, but if I wanted to run with it, I could have passed myself off, but it only would have been amongst people that didn't know the law. If you'd have went to an attorney and say, hey, this Tom Reed guy, what do you think of him? It's like, I think he's a fucking dumbass. But he knows how to wear these people out. I would agree with that. So I'm just skeptical of these people. No, people did stop Wilford. Yeah, I did. I had my buddy come get me in a car carrier, actually. Yeah, they did Mystique. That's right. Yeah. That got fixed, by the way. 2 oil lines. It's sitting down at the local repair shop right now. I got a new battery, too, about $400. I'm going to get rid of that van, actually. I don't really like it. I was thinking today I'm going to go with good gas mileage on the next thing I get. You know, I'd like something with a little room, all-wheel drive. I don't want to. Marty's trying to get, he wants to give me a pickup. He wanted to give me a F550 today. I don't want a F550. He even wants to pay for my fuel. I don't want to do that either. I just don't feel comfortable doing it. I want to get something that gets good gas mileage. I can pile my camera equipment in the back. I don't want a damn pickup truck, you know. I don't use it enough. Yeah, he could be Bopak, but like I put him in the category of jailhouse lawyers. You know, they're nowhere near like a legitimate, full-time, working, sharp attorney. Not even fucking close. You know, I don't know why this just popped in my mind, but I'll give you an example. You know, Daisy had that bullshit. Her omentum was popping out. I had to take her during 4th of July to get her gut sewn back in. And veterinarians are pretty sharp guys. Now, there is an argument that it's harder to get into veterinarian school than medical school, which I know all about, which is sort of true. But the truth of the matter is the smart people want to work on people, not fucking guinea pigs. But you do have to be sharp to be a veterinarian and get into veterinarian school. Anyway, we were talking about the academia related to veterinarian school, and it was along these same lines, and that this guy seems pretty sharp, and I helped him with the surgery because we were fucked. There was nobody else to help, and he knew I was friends with Marty, and he didn't worry about getting sued for some shit. And we talked for about 4 hours during Daisy's surgery as I, you know, did the stupid shit, squirted saline solution, handed him stitches, you know, simple shit, right? And he said what happens a lot, and this kind of reminds me of this conversation we're having, is, you know, he has a veterinarian clinic, and these people come to work there, and they think that they're going to get this practical experience working at a clinic, and they're going to go to vet school. And he told me, he said, these fuckers aren't even close. He said, you know, I love my employees. They do a good job, but they're fucking barely getting out of high school. And there is no fucking way any of them are even anywhere near close to passing organic chemistry. And I thought to myself right then, bingo. And this is along the same lines that we're talking about now. There's a big difference on real world working smart people and somebody beating their meat in the middle of the Mojave Desert claiming that they're an all-A student are going to change the world. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you have to be that. Fuck yeah, organic chemistry is a bitch. I'll tell you something that'll make you feel good, though. When I run into people, whether they're neurosurgeons or physicians or veterinarians, I know organic chemistry is a motherfucker. And you're always wondering, you know, I know a lot of people that want to be veterinarians or medical doctors. They could not fucking pass organic chemistry. Smart people, valedictorians from high school. And I watch a lot of YouTube videos on that too. And I asked him, I said, hey, and my buddy, it's a doctor in West Branch. I said, we get drinking wine, fucking around, you know. It's like, hey, man, I want to ask you something because I know my weaknesses. And it's like, yeah, sure. It's like, yeah, what do you want to know? It's like, how in the hell did you pass that goddamn organic chemistry? And I can tell you this, and I think this will make you feel better, that every single guy I've talked to said I did barely, and then it wasn't easy. And this guy, this veterinarian, my buddy, the doctor, they knew that they weren't getting into medical school if they couldn't pull off organic chemistry. And all of them got on that shit while they were in high school and got tutored during the summer before they had to take organic chemistry in college because they couldn't take a chance on flunking it. And if it makes you feel any better, every single one of them struggled. They had tutors while they were in undergraduate school to pass that fucking organic chemistry. Now, if I didn't know that and I didn't quiz everybody about how they did it, I would think, wow, man, I must be a real fucking dumbass because, you know, I'm taking these prep tests and I'm trying to learn this organic chemistry, and this just seems like a part of my brain that's missing. But I'm not saying there aren't people that don't breeze through it with not much effort, but all the people that I've talked to knew this and did a disproportionate amount of preparation to try to pass that goddamn class, even in the undergraduate. There's a surgeon that I know that's retired up in Ogama County where I live now. And you know what he told me? He took that fucking shit 3 times at junior colleges before he had any fucking, and flunked the first 2 and barely passed the 3rd one before he had any idea how he could get through the MCAT on the organic chemistry questions. He said he spent 2 years trying to pass his shit, and he ended up being a 35-year-old retired renowned surgeon. And you don't get that kind of like disclosure from people very often. But the good news is it took away the mystique on how these guys were passing this and what they had to do to get through it. You don't, but that's the weeder outer in professional school. That's what gets you in or out of medical school or veterinary school. He was telling me about another guy that's a world-renowned expert in veterinarian medicine. He's a professor down at one of those Florida colleges. And I said, did he struggle with anything? He said, fuck yeah. Like about 3 suicide attempts every year in veterinarian school. And now he's a world-renowned expert. He said, this fucking guy has to be tutored on how to brush his teeth. But when it comes to this weird shit that he's in, every college in the world recruits him to try to come and teach there. Oh, thank you, Christine. Yeah, I said your name. Oh, wow, Wayne. Oh yeah, I'm not too good math, and that's I avoided it like the plague. I thought I'd never get my pilot's license because of math. I would have got it a lot earlier, but as it turns out, there isn't any math at all in flying. But I didn't know that. I saw these like uh, charts and these calculations, and I thought, "Fuck, I'm never gonna pass that goddamn shit." That's right, Frederick. Yeah, I redid classes, but it's because I was fucking off. I've always been a terrible student. I barely got in and got out. I wasn't even going to graduate from college. I mean, from high school, but my mom got me past. I barely made it in. I'm just a crappy student. I think that's a gift. It's like I like stuff that I like on my own terms, but fuck, I could never get an advanced degree or anything. Yeah, I think it is too. I'm going to be here for 5 days by myself. Marty's going to Hilton Head tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to be going to Hilton Head too much anymore. No. Yeah, I got to fill out all this fucking bullshit and this divorce. And I wish we get like a week of rain, and it's nice out. I have a hard time staying. I got a lot of reading I got to do. I fill out all this bullshit and this divorce. I'm all caught up with everything around here. No, not really. No plans. Yeah, that's how it is with me too. I'm not really sure what that means. Smart. No. I tell you, I watch these crime shows like that Oprah channel, Dateline. I'll tell you, man, they are sending these people away forever with the flimsiest, bullshitty evidence that ever existed. You better be a likable person, because even if they have nothing on you and you got some half-ass smart prosecutors and your spouse comes up dead, you are fucked. Yeah, it's it, Drifter, yeah. Oh, Drifter cares for you, Christine. That's really my big thing in down here. Living up there in West Branch, it was all right. But I don't have any family really. My sister just got put in an old folks home, but I haven't talked to her in a long time anyway. West Branch got kind of old. I was getting fucking bored. I'd get into depression, couldn't get out of it. So this is a good change for me. And now, like, I got something to do for these last 10 or 15 years. And I'm just fine with it. Just gonna fuck around here, drive these lawnmowers, and go out to eat till it's tits up. Hey, Conan, how you doing? I don't do shit, man, down here. No pressure. Just fuck off. Swear to God, my daily activities are filling up the bird feeder, watering the plants, fucking around watching TV, driving around watching looking at these churches, get a lunch, good coffee, research some history, and get up the next day and do it all over again. I know I'm going to build a home in this warehouse we're building where the equipment's going to be. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Yep. Yeah, I'm totally happy just fucking off. I don't want any goals. I don't want to like find the love of my life. I just want to like. I'm so glad that like I this was not easy. You know, there's a couple times I thought about going back to Michigan, but now that I like got over the hump, I'm just throwing in the towel. Just go down to a little diner, go to Barnes and Noble here and there, fuck around, drive this equipment, cut these trees down, look for arrowheads. I know that this is the end for me, and I'm happy about it. There's no like pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. If I want to get drunk 5 nights in a row, I can. If I want to stay up till 3, I can. If I want to sleep till noon, I can. If I don't want to do any dishes, I don't. I just don't do shit. I have no goals, and I'm happy. I got no agenda. So good, such a good feeling. Yeah, I mean, a lot wouldn't trade with me too, and there's a lot of people that couldn't stand this, like isolation. They think I just like an old miserable guy with nothing to do, which is kind of true, but not really. You know, I got a lot of like distractions here. Yeah, I'm free. No, nobody telling me what to do. I got money saved. Plus, I'm gonna get paid off on this divorce. I told this lawyer I talked to this lawyer last week. I don't even want to talk to the motherfucker. I am so uninterested in this divorce. It's unbelievable. The only reason I did it is because I just wanted to get paid and be done with it. The time has come. The ship has sailed. And I told the lawyer, I said, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I have no interest in this. I'm not going to be calling you. I don't give a fuck what you do. I just want to get divorced. I don't hate her. I don't want any bad things to happen. But I don't want to be like chit-chatting back and forth on like strategies. And just get me what is equitable and contact me in the least amount of times as possible. And tell me when there's a deadline on this bullshit I have to fill out, because I'm just so interested. I don't even read your emails, to be honest with you. Oh, not me. No, I will do better videos as soon as I get all my stuff from Michigan. I got all my cameras up there. Bring those down here. I'll get set up better. In 2023, I'm supposed to get that Skylink, that Elon Musk company where you can get like fast video. That's why my videos are all like short and nothing really good. So it takes a month to load anything over a couple minutes long. Yeah, so that's my plan here. Just fuck off. I had somebody ask me the other day, they said, what are you going to do around the holidays? I'm looking forward to the holidays. I'm going to be here from Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's by myself, which is perfect. Yeah, just not doing shit. Yeah, it's dial-up speed. It got that HughesNet, Wayne. Yeah, it is very slow. Once I get this place, but some people can come down here and visit me. Yeah, I have a nice room. You can with your own bathroom. I don't want to like research. I'm really, I interviewed the guy whose dad owned this farm, 89, really good guy. And you say, well, why didn't you upload it? I'll tell you why. Because the assessor told me about him, and I stopped by there. I figured I'd soften him up a little bit and not be rude, so I rang the doorbell. And like his caretaker came. It's like, hey, does Mr. Bonner live here? It's like, yeah. It's like I was talk to him someday, and I just wanted to introduce myself and maybe find a day when felt like doing it or down the road or whatever. And she said, no, no, come on in now. Want some ice cream? Well, I talked to him for an hour and 10 minutes. Super good guy. And he said I can come back anytime, that kind of thing. I will do a better interview with him. But he told me all about this place. And he told me Crawfordville is better and more successful now than it's ever been. He said, don't believe those stories back in 1940 when it was better and it was busier. He said it was not. It's absolute nonsense. This farm where I'm on now, they used to repair buggies and wheels and trim horse foots and stuff. Blacksmithing, I guess you'd call it. Yeah, we had a nice conversation. I had one with his caretaker too. I was talking to this guy's caretaker. She's like worried about being homeless. There was some family dispute. Actually, she got conned out of about 87 acres. Right down the road, believe it or not. Oh yeah, I was down and spent a lot of time in Tunica, down around the Mississippi Delta back in from about 98 to 2004. Tunica was a great place. I just went there a couple years ago, checked it out. Unfortunately, it's falling apart, but I'll tell you, around 2000, 2001, you couldn't have had more fun. No, you would like it down there. If you like the Mississippi Delta old history, I feel bad for Tunica. They were doing what everybody else was doing, then, everybody legalized gambling, and that was the beginning of the end. That's the brokest state in the country. The next one is Alabama. The tallest building in Mississippi is the Gold Strike Casino. Yeah, I stopped in and saw Christine. Oh, did you really? Yeah, you know who I met at a slot machine? Keith Urban. Down there. I also met the guy from the Thunderbirds, Stevie Ray Vaughan's brother, Jimmy Vaughn. Yeah, nice guys. They say John Fogerty is a total asshole. Anything I've ever read's been negative about him. All right, good night, Christine. Have a good night. Oh, really, Wayne? No kidding, huh? No, that wasn't in Mississippi. That was in Saginaw. Hang on, I'm going to go and get another beer. Hold on one sec. No, I don't know who that is. Who's that, Simka? No, wasn't that Buttercup? Buttercup, I think. Now the snakes are to be coming out. I don't know what that means for around here, though. Their bees are being born like now through the middle of September. Yeah, no, I don't even think I could have a girlfriend. I don't really want one, to tell you the truth. I had one girlfriend for a little while in '98, and then I dated a little bit about 8 or 9 years ago for about a month. I just really wasn't into it, to tell you the truth. Like I told you before, I think it's all hormone based. I don't know what she's up to. There's a jet going over. There's a big jet flying over. Yeah, I thought that when I was younger, but I don't really care about it while I'm older. Crazy how it's like foggy, raining, here a plane's doing 500 miles an hour and somebody's watching a movie drinking a beer. Most of those flights going over about now are heading out to like Charlotte, Washington, D.C., that kind of thing. I think it's deeper than it is. Oh, good for you, Wayne. I hope it's rainy tomorrow, too. Yeah, you're right, Simka. Deeper. Yeah, he was, Frederick. Yeah, that's right, Lakota. Yep. I remember when you could go to Las Vegas and get a free shrimp cocktail while you were gambling. Yeah, you might be right, Mystique. Yeah. You're not looking for deep lane? Yeah, Continental, Eastern Airlines. The old Las Vegas is still around. Hey, Salty Girl, how you doing? I like going out to Las Vegas. I've done it a bunch of times. Just get lost for like 3 days. Stay up, play a little slot. Oh, the coyotes are howling. Eat a nice dinner. Go listen to a band. Yeah, I'm trying to think the last time I was in Las Vegas. I think it was about 13 years ago. Oh, cool, Faye. Oh, Vegas is cool. Yeah, I like just getting lost there and not knowing anybody. Yeah, that's what I think. Stay up all night. Yeah, that's right, Simka. No, not really. Nah, nah, maybe a couple hundred or something like that. I like eating and getting a paper and go over the Mirage or something. Bellagio, just drink a coffee, read the paper, go out to Red Rock Canyon, go get a PF Chang's, go listen to some bands. Yeah. Yeah, they're about ready to bulldoze a Mirage, too. Oh, wow, Faye. Oh, yeah, I like just keeping it like like just fun chats if we can. No, me either. No. Did they wipe out? I don't think they wiped out old Las Vegas, did they? Yeah, they're going to take away that spray and water fountain and everything. Yeah, walking on the strip's fun. You're right. Yeah. Yeah, it's still there, but not for long. I just read this article the other day. They're going to get rid of it. Yeah, me too, Faye. Yep. Oh, it was? Oh, okay. Last time I was there, it was still down there. You go there. I mean, I think the Horseshoe was old Vegas, and that's still there, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I go out there again. You know, I hear these things falling, and to me, I think there must be some pecans falling off these trees because it sounds like a thud, like a rock. Yeah, Chihuly. Yep. Yeah, I'd like to go out there. It's a chat, you dumbass. Yeah, Vegas is cool. No, it's a chat. Tin roof, yeah. Yep. Oh, really, Faye? Everywhere's like that. Like, there's this pin that goes on the side of this Bobcat motor, and it allows you to set the level. So I went. That's where I dropped the chainsaw off today, where I went and got the hamburger. And I said, "Do you have any of these pins?" No. And it's like, "Well, could you order me some?" Yep. How long is it going to be? 3 weeks. I'm going. You go to a dealer now, and you can't even get me a stupid pin that goes in the side to raise the mower deck. I mean, everything is so messed up now. Yeah, I love Elizabeth Shue. I thought she was absolutely superb in Leaving Las Vegas. She married one of those Coen brothers. That was a great movie. My goal is I'm going to get this place built, this nice place where you could stay, and I'm going to invite people down and they can spend a couple days. This is my ideal visitor. Hey, Faye, by the way, I still have that H. Bennett photograph for you. I'll get that to you one way or the other. Here's how I'd like to work it out. I'd say, hey, somebody I know from YouTube, you want to come down and visit? I will go. You can either drive down, or I can pick you up at Atlanta Airport, and then you come down for 2 or 3 days. Here's the options. You can either just get lost during the day. I'll give you my car or whatever. You can go tour around, drive around, or you can like read books, and then we drink wine at night. Yeah, they're super talented. A couple Jews, you better believe it, Simka. Smart Jews. Yeah, peace and quiet. We'll just party on, just relax, take it easy. Yeah, peace and quiet. Yeah, I don't have any. Well, that'd be cool. Yeah, drink wine. Mary's not too much of a drinker. Oh, I didn't know that, Simka. Yeah, come down, visit, you know what I mean? No bullshit, no weirdness. Just come down here, fuck around, like show you some good places around here. Something different. It'd be a different vacation. Read books, sleep in, drink wine. We'll watch armadillos while we get trashed. That's what I say, Tom. I mean, I like that stuff. And I can't believe I'm living down here, to be honest with you, man. I've had a few things like this happen in my life. And like once in a while, I have just like an awakening, like right now. It's like, I cannot believe I'm in Georgia right now, drinking beer, sitting on a porch in Crawfordville. I mean, it doesn't even seem real. Oh, thank you, Simka. Oh, one beer. That's right, man. It's fun if like, people like whatever they're into. It's fine. They can like do that, you know? I just think that if you drink, it enhances things. It's more fun. Oh, I lucked out. Yeah, you're right about that, Wayne. Yeah. Yeah, I got lucky down here. I mean, just didn't feel like starting any new businesses. Yeah, I did get lucky down here. That's for sure. That's exactly what it is, luck. Now, I mean, I feel good about like lining people up with stuff I know they like. I can get some horses here if you want to ride them around here. You know what? Like Mary, I know Mary will come down here. She's a big into rock hunting. That's why I took that little video the other day. If you're into rock hunting, this is a rich history down here. And to me, and I'm not a rock hunter, so maybe I'm wrong. It would be absolute paradise with a metal detector here in rock hunting. If you like that kind of shit, you've got 235 acres, hopefully 535 by the time you get here, to just go all around here, not get fucked with on private property. You got full permission, nice place, nice shower. Don't need it, won't cost you anything, and just fuck off. No strings attached. Just if you love rock hunting, you will freak out here. Virgin rock beds too. I'm not saying someone didn't look through some of them 100 years ago, but this has been private forever. All right. Yeah, I did get lucky. Yeah, I did get lucky. I would agree with that. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I sure did. Just shows you how shit works out. You'll meet Marty when you come down here too. You'll never meet a nicer guy in your life, man. Great sense of humor, super generous. Yeah, I just never met a guy like that in my life. I mean, he's different than I am, but we got a lot of similarities. Neither one of us, excuse me, excuse me, neither one of us hung around with people. Like, I've always been loners. He's the same way. And we are 4 months living together, no problems, get along just as good as we did like when I first moved here. Isn't that weird? Yeah, you're not going to find too much. You're not going to find too much gold around here. The most of the gold is up north, Cherokee County, and even then it's bullshit. But there's really good places around here too. You're going to get a lot of Wilkes County, which is right next door. Uh, the U.S. Geological Survey knows where all this shit is at. So I've researched gold, amethyst. What we have here is magnesium, which isn't worth a shit as a collectible. This is a rich hotbed for Civil War stuff. And honestly, it's not even that good for Indian stuff. The Indians were mostly other places. So I'm not going to bullshit you. You know, if you came down here, you're going to think you're going to go out and find gold nuggets and Indian arrowheads all over. You're not. You know, it's a good area for Civil War, but all this stuff is readily published everywhere. But if you're a rock hunter, you will absolutely love it here. That creek's low all the time. It's a sand bottom. There's just literally 100 tons of rocks laying there to be picked up. Hey, Deanna, how you doing? Yeah, rubies too, but not around this area too much. This is all very easily researched. Yeah, I got lucky with Marty. Sure did. Everybody asks me all the time. The county assessor asked me the other day, how'd you meet this guy? It's like, yeah, you're not going to believe it, through eBay. Yeah, there's not a lot of big ones here. I mean, you know, granite's a big deal, like in Elberton. I come up there to that. I'm going to go to that casino one of these days. If you want some granite or quartz, or let me know what you want. Yeah, broken frame. That's right, Wayne. But if you look, the feds have these minerals have been pretty well established for like a long time, like since the turn of the century, the 1900th century. Before even the 2000s, they know what's where. There's been core samples. I'm not saying that you're not going to get lucky someplace, but you need certain geological formations to produce gold and the good amethyst like you do over in Wilkes County. I've looked it up, man. I mean, Marty thinks that we're going to find a bunch of gold nuggets out here. We're not. I mean, this is well established. This isn't like virgin territory that nobody knows what's underneath the ground here. They've got ways that they can determine that by the elevations, core samples, and all sorts of shit. I mean, they've been looking for this stuff for 200 years. So I'm not saying you're not going to be surprised, but if you want to find this is big Confederate Civil War area. So if you want to find a belt buckle or a bullet or a musket or some shit like that, you stand a really good chance of that. But as far as gold, amethyst, rubies, not happening, I don't think. I'm not saying it can happen, but like I said, this isn't pulling something out of a rabbit hat. This is all pretty well documented. And if you look at Taliaferro County, which is pronounced Tolliver, they did have 5 gold mines here, but if you look at the success of them, they didn't do shit. This isn't like Alaska or even Cherokee County, which is like the most gold in Georgia. It's a joke. You'd be there panning for a year, and you'd need a damn microscope to see it. Good night, Tom. Oh, cool, Mystique. Yeah, you may find a little here, but not a lot. When you go to, if you come here and visit and you look and you go down this creek, like where I took that video, and you don't know anything, like me, you're going to think, wow. I mean, it just looks like where you'd be finding everything. But when you read the official research that's been done and the private companies that have been here since the gold rush, you realize it's just a bunch of pretty rocks. It's not gold. Yeah, it's true, Mystique. Yeah. Yeah, no, there's the rocks are fantastic here, but they're just common rocks. You're not finding, and they look really super cool. But I've spent some time looking at this, and if you're a Civil War nut, you're going to be in paradise here. If you're a gold nugget hunter or a ruby or a amethyst, you're going to be disappointed. Yeah, just look it up, Chris. You're a smart guy. Look up Taliaferro County, Talliaferro. Look up Crawfordville, Georgia. It's all readily established and documented. If you want to find artifacts here, you will the Civil War, but that other bullshit, it's just not a very good area for it. Yeah, non-precious. That's exactly. You can still have a lot of fun doing it. Like Mary's like that. She's like a kid in a candy shop when there's a bunch of rocks laying around. Yeah, Civil War is huge here. I'll tell you a funny thing about that. Over at Kettle Creek, which was the one Revolutionary War that they won down here, Kettle Creek, Wilkes County, you can look it up, Wilkes. I went over to that museum in Washington, which is fantastic. I didn't really feel like looking through all that shit in detail. I'll wait till a rainy day or the winter when it's 20-degree day. It's $9 to get in, big fucking deal. I'd donate it to them anyway. But they have a pretty nice museum there. But I was really, for a Revolutionary War battle that was won, Kettle Creek, I was really kind of surprised uh, on what they had on display. And I even said to the lady there, I said, hey, I'm a little surprised. They brought some archaeologists in like 10 years ago, and they went over to Kettle Creek, and, they probably had, you know, uh, metal detectors and stuff. And the display they had, I would have thought they had better shit. Now, mind you, you're talking 1776 to 1779, so I'm sure a lot of the stuff just rusted away or whatever. But I didn't think it was that impressive to display. And she said they had a bunch of stuff that they weren't displaying. Well, I believe that too. But you would think a museum would display the best stuff that they had. But I was just kind of surprised that they didn't have better examples of what was there. But it's probably all just disintegrated. Oh, wow. Yeah, Chris, come down here. Come down here. Come down here and visit, man. If you like Civil War shit, you will run out of time before you run out of Civil War interests. They're everywhere. Just right down the road is a Confederate gun repair shop. Mile down the road. Kettle Creek, Revolutionary War. Grant was down here all over the place. H. A. H. Stevens Park's close by. I mean, this is Civil War paradise. Oh, cool. Yeah, I like that kind of stuff. I don't know why, but it's like that in the collecting world too. To me, the Confederate stuff seems so much more interesting. Yeah, I'll check that out sometime, Mystique. Oh, cool, Mystique. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Families fighting their own family. Yeah, it's true. Oh, really, Wayne? Oh, and by the way, when I talked to that Bonner, the guy whose grandfather owned this place, he said neither one of these buildings were slave quarters. He'd never heard that, and if that was possible, if that would have happened, he would have known about it through his dad. He said that was housing for workers, but not slaves. Well, there was a big house. But this was a 1,000-acre farm at one time. That's what, and that his grandfather owned it, and it was right around here. Now the big mystery is when I asked him to describe how you got to the house, it was right where we're at now. And he said the house was no big deal, which makes me think it was one of the two that I've been in looking for vulture eggs. But the mystery is that hay barn where I videotaped those baby vultures earlier in the year, and that's where we found that 35-foot handmade stone well, about a quarter mile from there. Now I asked him about that, and he didn't have the faintest idea. He said it didn't make sense, and that definitely is within the 1,000 acres. So I got an idea that stuff may predate when his grandfather owned it, which would have been around the turn of the century, because he's 89. So that's kind of the mystery. But I'll tell you a funny thing. When I first got here, I came here like over about a year and a half ago, 2 years, and stayed and did a little videotape, that kind of thing. And I got lost, and there's two roads with the same name. And I ran into a guy that was a goat farmer a couple years, and he said he spent a lot of time here as a kid. He had relatives that rented it. I'm not sure what the time frame would have been, and he knew about that hay barn where those two baby vultures were. And when I asked Mr. Bonner about the hay barn, he didn't know anything about it. Although he also told me that he hung out at the cafe that his mother and grandmother owned and really wasn't into the farm life. So I wish I could have got a better clarified answer about that. Oh, cool, Mystique. Yeah, that well's a mystery. Now, Marty's talked to some people, and supposedly those were generally close to the homestead. And there's barbed wire out around there, which I assume, somebody would have had animals. Now, Mr. Bonner, the guy whose grandfather owned this place where I'm at now, and it was a 1,000-acre farm. The state used eminent domain to make A.H. Stevens Park. He told me they had cattle, but they were pets. He said they never slaughtered any of them. They were just kind of feeding them, letting them roam around. So, yeah, I got a lot of questions answered, but not a lot. He told me he remembered as a kid the mules pulling out logs. This has always been a big timber and paper area. One thing that surprised me is, if you read like old articles about Crawfordville, it made it look like it was really a happening place in 1940. And he said that was bullshit. He said it's better now than it's ever been. He said there was only one guy that made money, and he went around buying up property on people that couldn't afford to pay the taxes. Yeah, catalyst pads. Yeah, isn't that something, Salty? Even back then. You going to fish tonight, Salty? Bizarro's Pizza. Salty, you into rock hunting and all? Not really? Oh, okay. Good night, Wayne. Yeah, that's what I think, Misty. Yeah. Hey, Luna, how you doing? Yeah, I'm trying. We will find out more about that. Whatever it is, think about how they made that damn thing because it's very small in diameter or circumference. You know, enough to get a bucket down 35 feet. Uh, I don't get it. Yeah, big time. I mean, well done, handcrafted, looks good. The disappointing thing is talking to Mr. Bonner. I don't think I'm going to get any better information than I got already, which kind of sucks because he just was a guy that was more interested in hanging around the cafe than the farm. And he kind of only came out here when he had to. Oh, cool. I had small boats. I had a 42-foot boat one time for 2 years. What a pain in the ass. I ended up trading it for a cabin up in northern Michigan and for 5 acres and a trailer on a lot. And guess who my neighbor was? Ted Nugent. Yeah, you're right, Simca. Yeah, I'd like to tell you there are some nuggets here, but I don't think there are. Yeah, murderers of animals. No, no, I sold that. God, I didn't even have it that long. It was in Irons, Michigan. Irons. No, I got rid of that. Jeez. I probably got rid of that in 88, 89. I hated going up there. There was nothing to do. Now that place has turned into like big bucks. Irons, Michigan, and Wellston. Wellston. Oh, did he? Yeah, he's a dick. You going to Betty Bye, salty girl? You going to fishing? Oh, she's gonna fish? Oh, okay. Oh, have fun. Good luck. Hope you catch a whopper. Yeah, good question, Simka. Stalkers. No, I know it's weird. Hey, Dave. Yeah, it was Faye. Yep. They filmed like 14 movies here. Oh, that's good, Drifter. Too small, Dave. Too skinny. Too skinny. It's not that big around, like bucket sized. There's 14 movies filmed here. Oh, really, Simka? Oh. I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to buy that Presbyterian church if it's for sale. I'm going to find that out tomorrow. I'm not kidding you. I will. Robert Duvall was in one of the movies here. Oh, really, Simka? Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Hey. No, wasn't that one. Did you watch that movie, Faye? Oh, okay. I can hear another plane going over. Yeah, right, Simka, yep. That's where Marty's from, Covington. Yeah, it's different. Oh, it was? Yeah, pretty much here he does, yeah. If you find a link to that, though, send it to me. The problem is you have is like people running it long distance, you know? If you got a link, let me know. You think it's 55, Faye? No, Mystique. Oh, okay. '15 South. I don't remember it, Dave. I might if I saw it. Oh, 11. Yeah, there's 14 if you Google it. I think it's Wikipedia. Yeah, mine's lower than that. Hey, Jeremy, how you doing? Oh, okay, Drifter. Okay, that's probably true. Oh, it is? Oh, okay. That's right, Luna. Well, I think I'm gonna go on, you guys, and make myself a little bite to eat, and then brush my teeth, watch some TV, and go to bed. So it's a good chat. I appreciate everybody coming on. Hope you guys have a good day tomorrow. Yeah, it's weird on that tent, different places. Dave, Faye, you have a good night. Looney, you have a good night. Mystique, Simka, Jeremy, Faye. Party on. Good night, Simka. Night, Faye. Bye, Dave. Jeremy, you there? Is this 300 seconds go by? Good night, Kim. See you, Mystique. Bye, Jeremy. See you, Frederick, if you're out there. See you, Chris.